Hi, Lynette asked me to make a quick video that I can share with you all about how to properly design a logo. And so I thought I would just give you my top 5 tips. While logo design is a much more involved process than what you all are going through right now, there are a few things that you should keep in mind for sure. I've written down some notes here. So number 1 is your target audience. And this should be something that you keep in mind when designing anything, not just a logo. And what I mean by target audience is who is going to see your logo? Who does it need to appeal to? A logo is a visual element of a brand, which means that it's the first thing people see when they find out about you. So it has to be appealing to the people who you want to get to spend money with you. So while you might have a personal preference to what the logo should look like, that may not equal what the target audience would like to see. So you need to always be keeping your audience in mind. Number 2, imagine your logo in different situations. So yes, we're going to have it on the social media, but we're also, maybe it's going to be on some clothing, or maybe it's going to be on a big sign in the front of the building. It also has to look good inside that teeny tiny little social media circle profile picture. It has to look good on a website. It'll probably be on some decals, and it needs to look good on that. So just try and imagine the logo in a bunch of different situations, and imagine that it will look good on all of those different things. Number 3 is about color. So I highly suggest you Google color theory, or what do different colors mean, and just what you might learn there might surprise you. For example, blue is usually the color of wellness and calm and like water related, very easygoing and relaxed type logos, whereas red is more the color of like really powerful and bold and in your face logos. So every color has a different meaning, and you should really keep that in consideration when designing your logo. In fact, when I design logos, I present them to the client in black and white only, and that's so that they don't get sidetracked by what colors are in it. They're strictly focusing on the shape and the layout of the logo, and then after I go in and add color. And on the topic of color, in the print world, when it comes to, say, putting a logo onto apparel, like if you were ordering a big order of shirts and you wanted to screen print them, you're going to get charged per color a setup fee. So the general rule of thumb is to keep your logo to no more than 3 colors, and actually I feel 3 is too many. 2 is perfect, 1 is even better. So you have to get a little bit creative with how you use your color in that respect. Number 4 is line weight. So line weight refers to how thick or how wide any line is in your design. So for example, if you look at this banner behind me, up here you have a thick line weight. It's nice and bold and heavy. And down here you have a thin line weight. It's a really skinny kind of letter or font. And the reason why that's important is because when you move into things like embroidery and screen printing and even cutting decals, a really thin line weight is no good for any of that. It might look pretty online, but it's not practical in the real world. So when I design logos, I try to keep all my line weights at least to a medium for that reason, because I know that the company's going to probably be ordering decals, probably be getting embroidery, etc. So I always try and keep my line weights a little bolder than what the client might be asking for, and if they ask for a thinner line weight, I explain to them why it's not practical. And the last one is font choice. So there's lots of great font websites you can go on. I use a font website called dafont.com, and that's DAFONT.com. And on there you will see millions of fonts. I have, I think, 3,000 fonts on my computer, and I maybe only use 10 or 12 of them on a daily basis. So that says a lot about fonts. Don't use Comic Sans. That's the worst font that anybody can use ever. And all graphic designers will tell you the same thing. But do some research on fonts before you go in and just plug in your favorite font. Remember, you want to keep your target audience in mind. So you can Google something like, what is a good font for a serious logo, or what is a good font for a fun logo, etc. And it'll give you a few different suggestions. And then if you find a font that's perfect for your logo on, say, dafont.com, you just have to download it. And then once it's downloaded, you just hit install, and it'll put it right into your computer, and then you have it across any program that you might use on your computer. So it'll be in Word, it'll be in Paint, it'll be in, I think you can upload the fonts to Canva, etc. So those are my 5 tips for designing a good logo.